There you go. Oh yeah. I've been getting the vibes in. Getting the vibes just right now. Little something I did the other day. If you don't like it, there's no way that I'm gonna know. All right. But I be churning them out. I don't give a damn, all right? The music revolution. I just be churning them out just to do it, and I don't even give a damn. All right. I'm here to tell you the opposite. All these people out here trying to impress Diddy. Oh, trying to do what they can to impress Diddy. I don't care if you like it or don't. All right, that's the difference with my music. And also, if I haven't mentioned it before, let me mention it right now. Diddy, even calling him Diddy, see, that's a form of brainwashing. All right, that's some NK Ultra stuff. We all been affected. I know I've called him Diddy now 100 times. I've been affected. It's infiltrated my brains. Diddy, have you ever thought about that? Have I brought that up yet? That you're MK Ultra, if you even call him Diddy, you are MK Ultra. That's the whole point. It's not the whole point, but that's largely the point, isn't it? Calling him Diddy. Have you really stepped back to think? Here's the thing. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Can't tell you for certain. All right. I'm sure a lot of stories. I've never even heard of it, but perhaps there's a lot of stories out there. Why is his name Diddy, anyways? Right? It's like I don't know about you, um, but from what I understand and from what I assume, his name Diddy. His name's Sean, by the way, Sean Combs. But the name Diddy came out of nowhere. Some people seem to believe it's a way of like rebranding yourself because your original brand is very suspect either by the law or by heterosexuals. All right, that's what I've heard, the theory of why he changed it, even from Puff Daddy, Puffy. People call him Puffy over where he's at and stuff like that, or over like near where he used to reside and stuff. People were calling him Puffy, like New York and all that. People been calling him Puffy, all right. And there's probably some people never got on that whole P Diddy thing. It's brainwashing. It's like, dude, think about nicknames. All right. Sometimes maybe whatever. There's various ways nicknames can come about. Perhaps to give your own self a nickname. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. If you give yourself a nickname and everybody like agrees, hey, that should be your nickname. I don't see nothing wrong with that. More often than not, your nickname is given to you by somebody else calling you that, or maybe a group of people calling you that. All right, it's like organic. Diddy, P. Diddy. I don't think that was organic at all. Not in the slightest bit. It's a complete made up nickname. Now everybody's calling him P. Diddy. Just sounds. Have you noticed it sounds perverted? Have you noticed that Puffy, Puff Daddy always sounded gay? There's nothing wrong with that. You want to be gay all day. I don't care. I don't care nothing about that. But Puffy, even in some countries like the UK, shout out to the UK. Um, if they call you a poof, that means you're gay. All right, so you're the poofy daddy. Perhaps I don't know. He's trying to get away from that. It doesn't make sense. Why would you change it to Diddy? Why would you change to P Diddy? It's not even organic. It's like some sort of brainwashing on us and stuff. It's like, why don't we just call him by his damn name, Sean? That guy, Sean Combs, in jail. He was doing all sort of weird, wild whatnot. All right. And this weird, wild whatnot may not be illegal, but it was pretty well unsavory. All right. There seems to be other like illegal stuff that people are getting at. And so for that reason, I'm going to try real hard. The thing is, I've been brainwashed real hard. Right. I've called him Diddy today. I'll probably call him Diddy tomorrow, but I'm going to try to fight that brainwashing. He is locked up. I mean, I wish him the best, but nobody's going to do anything if I call him by his actual name. No one's probably going to do anything anyways, even if he wasn't locked up. I wish him the best. All right. I still, I mean, I understand the kinds of things that are being alleged of him, and certainly the FBI and so-called authorities are alleging some sort of criminal behavior. I really cannot understand what they're trying to get at unless they're trying to get at a whole RICO operation. This is organized. This is some sort of organized thing. I have no idea how they could come to some sort of conclusion that the diddler was going around organizing all of this. No, there's somebody up above you, diddler, and we all know it. And he's probably Jewish. Shout out to my Jewish people. There's nothing wrong with being Jewish, all right? I'm not hating on you, all right, because you're Jewish. Some Jewish people are getting at me. Some of these Jewish people are perverts, all right? Control Diddy, control the diddler. Control my man Sean Combs up in jail, and they hope to God he don't say nothing. Here's the thing: how long did Epstein go before he got real depressed? I forget. You could probably Google it. I don't even want to Google it. Do you think we should Google it? How many days? If I ask Google, if I say how many days was Epstein in jail? I wonder if they have an accurate thing that'll just pop up right up. I wonder if anybody knows out there off the top how many days was Epstein in jail before he got super depressed and broke his own neck or whatever. Let's see. Oh, I asked it a question. I said, "How many days? How many days?" Um, not getting an answer. Usually AI will come up on Google and give me an AI answer. Gave me nothing. I have no idea. Yeah, even 30, we're gonna have to do our own damn research on that. All right. So I can't even remember, but it seems to me like Puffy's he's having a better go at it. I don't know if I'm incorrect. I can't even remember like how long ago Puffy was put in jail. It's all blur to me. It's all blur to me. All right, so we're on an early broadcast, a little bit early. Some of those freaks come out at night. If that's the case, they're gonna have to check out my stream a little bit later if they want to. I notice some people do. They be checking it out. God bless you. I'm over here trying to do an early stream, somewhat early. As I explained on one of my last lives, I guess probably my last live. I'm not sure if it was on X or I think it was on YouTube. Is that your boy trying to go to sleep early? Thing is, your boy has to wake up early. Thing is, your boy has decided in the midst in the melee in all this chaos we're going to talk about here real quick that he wants 7 hours of rest every night. All right, and I can attain this. It's not much I can attain, but 7 solid hours, it is doable. It is possible, but I had to go to sleep early in that regard. So last night, for example, I did go to sleep early, got me a solid 7. No Diddy, pause, and all that. All right, solid 7. And your boy, he woke up just feeling exactly how I thought I would feel. Right? Just sturdy. You know what I'm saying? Pause. Sturdy. Do you know what I mean? Sturdy. I woke up sturdy, well rested. I really was. I felt good about that. I felt good about that. However, I do have to mention, and we're talking early in the morning, say like hopefully, to get to 7, maybe I'll be waking up between 4 and 4:30 ish or whatnot. So that's early. That's early. Some people. And even in the waking out, it felt good. Felt sturdy. Felt well rested. But even still, I gotta say, a tinge of like, it felt strange. Felt strange to me. I don't know about y'all, but how it goes for me, basically, especially recently, is I wake up and I'm getting up early. I don't mind getting up early. In fact, I like being up early, but I don't just wake up and pop up. I never ever do. All right. It's like a slow process, and that's why I want to get up earlier so that I have more time for the process. It takes a while. I'll be laid down awake for like 10 minutes before I even sit up, you know? And then when I sit up, I'm like, moving slowly so that I don't hurt myself. We got a person over the building. I wonder if it's Bart Fine. I wonder if he's looking for some trouble. It really don't matter, but holler if you hear me or don't holler. Safety first. I know sometimes, you got to be paying attention to other whatnot. You want to listen to me rambling. I don't know why. All right, but I got that solid 7 hours of sleep. Woke up. Guess what? It's my birthday. I bet y'all didn't even know that. Some people do. Ah, yeah. Come celebrate with your boys. Currently still my birthday. All right. But I woke up. I just say that to give context. I woke up. I was feeling kind of a little bit strange. And that's the thing about it, especially recently. I'll wake up, and in the process of waking up, I don't know if you call it the devil. I don't know what you might call it. Trying to get at me, trying to get at your boy with thoughts and just like I'll wake up like a fresh newborn baby. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And then as I'm waking up, even without being reminded, it'll creep into my mind like, oh, remember, this is the world. Remember what's going on in the world? This is happening and that's happening. And over here, and that's not good. Over here, that's not good. Oh, God. Hearing this and that. Oh, man. Where's this person? Where's that person? What are they doing? Oh, chaos, right? That'll be like flooding my brain, right? Damn near every morning, especially recently, it'll just come get me. And thanks be to God, praise God. Without God, we are nothing. That's what I gotta let you know. Praise God. Not only did He let me get 7 hours of sleep solid, thank God. Thank God for that. Because some people's lives are too hectic. They can't even get it in whether they like it or not. If they want it to very bad, they can't. And I'm doing it for all those people out there too. I'm not being sarcastic. Like, I want to get 7 hours of rest because I know these people out here would love to get 7 hours of rest, right? Doing it for them. But so, okay, I wake up and I'm in this process in which, like, all the, you already know. Shout out to El Nino. Shout out to Bart Fine as well. Shout out to Maitre Mark. Shout out to Brother Williams. The list goes on and on and on and on. Shout out to 80s Kid and this and that, Philip, all sort of Phillips. There's all sort of Phillips out there. And shout out to them all. Shout out to Brenda and everybody else ran with me. Shout out to Angela Tate, Clown Reality. The list too long, all right, throughout the years. But shout out to everybody. Here's the thing. You already know most people, I don't know, say most people, but yeah, most people. I don't know how big's the percentage. And I'll be thinking of the news on that kind of level, you know, not especially not at the beginning of their day, but probably not throughout most of their day. They might tinker and look around and this and that about the news. They're not really on it like us. I'm not saying we're better than them. We're different. We have a different type of. So even without being reminded, it's all going to come back to my head. Oh, this is going on. That's going on. And that's a normal thing. And I got to let you know that as the process of me getting started with my day continues, there's certain things that I do. For one thing, I scratch myself. All right. Like in a soothing manner. What the hell is four people in the building? Oh man, you just heard some pervert stuff. No, but not in a pervert fashion. I scratch myself. I don't know about y'all, but not to where it's like bleeding. I'm just talking about regular, like how you might scratch yourself. I do so more so than other people, and it's not even because I have dry skin, because I don't. In fact, I put coconut oil and I put zinc oxide upon my skin every day. All right, and skin feels great. There's no reason to scratch myself except for that I like it. I like how it feels. And so in the morning, I'll be scratching myself a little bit, and I like how that feels. And that'll be causing my brain to get stimulus, and it's like, oh, I think this feels good. Ooh, I like that. But I don't do that for a long time. It's like a couple of minutes, and then I get the stuff together. As I'm getting my stuff together, whatever I might need, hopefully I'm like somewhat prepared from the night before, so I don't have to get all sort of stuff together, which I have had to do before, getting all sort of stuff together in the morning. That's not what I really want to do. Maybe just a little bit of stuff and gather it together, put it in my car, take off, go to work well before the sun come up. All right. And that's how I like it actually. But while I'm doing that, being, and I'm not trying to brag on myself, but being extra attentive to my own body. All right. Because whether or not you sleep on the floor like your boy, or whether or not you're sleeping in a bed like some sort of king or royalty, and yes, I do have a bed. I can sleep in it if I wanted to, but I never want to. I want to sleep on the floor. Either way, I wake up and especially my neck. For people who don't know, I have an outrageously long neck. All right, so I'll be like, people. It's like I don't know if everybody does it how I do it. I gotta move my parts. I gotta get range of motion because if I don't get that established, I'll mess around, move my neck too fast. Guess what? My whole day just sucks. All right. Have you ever moved your neck too fast and you weren't ready for it? And then you got a crick in your neck for the rest of the day. It's the worst. And it doesn't have to be that way. So I'll be doing that. And stretch myself out, breathing in. I don't know if it's retarded to even mention this, but concentrating on breathing through my nose. You might have heard this before. Maybe you never heard this. Maybe it's all gobbledygook and voodoo witchcraft. All right. But breathing through my nose, especially focusing on it. And when I do that, the tension and all that stuff from me waking up and realizing, oh yeah, I'm back in the world. The world is absolutely nutballs. These kind of practices help me ease into having a more calm mind, being present in the moment with God instead of being all lost in my head thinking about the world. It's kind of whack. Breathing in through your nose. Your boy got a big nose. I'll have you know, it's so odd, and I thank God for it because I know a lot of people get stuffy noses. I get stuffy nose a little bit, but my nose is so big that I swear for like 2 decades, I've never had like a stuffy nose in which I can't breathe. And I hear about that. People can't breathe and stuff. Like my nostrils are so big that you just can't plug them up really. Oxygen is always available to your boy through the nose. I think it's good practice. I heard it from somebody. I've heard it from multiple people, and I gotta say, it just makes me feel better. Makes me feel more calm. But anyways, my birthday today, all right? Just to get some context. And I gotta say, I've come to like, I don't really celebrate my birthday really, and it's been so for a while. But not only that, but I don't know about y'all with your birthdays. But with my birthday, it's like I don't really trust it, if I'm being quite honest. Because, like for example, have you ever heard the phrase October surprise? If you have, that's kind of in reference to like America, I guess, and the elections, and that's only every 4 years, anyways. But they'll call it an October surprise. I guess maybe every 2 years. I don't know how it goes with the midterms and all this. October surprise, they say. We might talk about a little bit what I think the October surprise is right now. Hillary Clinton mentioned it. Shout out to my girl, Hillary Clinton. She mentioned it. I think I know what she was talking about. Well, we might talk about it a little bit later. Shout out to Candace Owens. She put me on the game. All right. Um, okay, so there's that. Some of y'all might remember that whole Las Vegas thing. Remember that mysterious Las Vegas thing? Like a huge, very mysterious, unsolved, all sort of questions never answered Las Vegas thing that happened at a country concert some years back. That was on October the 1st as well. Ever since then, especially, I'm like, dude, they sullied your boy's birthday. They sullied it. However, a lot of people actually totally forgot about that whole Las Vegas thing. So there's that. But felt a little bit strange, I gotta say. Felt a little bit strange. Not just because of my birthday, but I was feeling a little bit strange. I don't know really how to like enunciate it. But of course, after a while, by the time my break came around and I had a little bit of time to check what's going on in the world, of course, I heard what all y'all heard as well. I know y'all all heard it in reference to Iran, or was it Iran and missiles, or who knows, man? Because Israel be fighting everybody, it seems. And I just want to state quite clearly, I feel like I've said it before, I don't even care if Israel's right about it. I don't care if Israel's wrong about it. I'd rather have nothing to do with it at all. So actually, I was not drafted for the Israeli army. All right, that was clickbait, and I tricked you. I'd rather have nothing to do because I know there's smart people on this side and smart people on that side. Oh, Israel's bad because they're doing all this and they're so bad and all this and they're just terrible and they're like terrorists and stuff. And then on the other end, you have people saying, "Man, Israel's got to do this, man, because everybody wants Israel wiped off the map, and so they got to do what they got to do and everything. They got to defend themselves and stuff, and they're the only civilized people, and all the other people are uncivilized and whatever, dude. I want nothing to do with any of it. I want all y'all to figure out something in which y'all are not blowing each other to smithereens, all right? And please do. And I wish y'all the best. All right. Cut it out. But here's the thing, that's your own prerogative. And it does seem like you're not cutting nothing out. And so, on a related note, recently, and for like months now, I holla at your boy. I've been saying, ain't gonna be no election. What are you crazy? You're, you're fucking crazy, right? Ain't gonna be no election. Why? Why? Because first of all, Donald Trump had it in the bag. Secondly, when he got shot in the ear, it became more in the bag for Donald Trump. All right, as things go, it's kind of how America goes. All right, when you shoot somebody in the ear, he had it in the bag. As days go by and days go by and days go by, every single day he's got it more and more so in the bag. What are they gonna do? And we all know that what they're gonna do is cheat. All right, there's some cheaters. All right, you two don't like what I say. You don't even know who I'm talking about. I just said they. They some cheaters. All right, fact check that. That's all that they can do. But as Alex Jones pointed out, as a lot of people who know numbers pointed out, you can cheat, but can you cheat enough? Can you cheat enough? And I think that's up for debate, to be honest, because they're saying it's going to be real close, and the only reason it's going to be real close because they're going to cheat as hard as they can. Can they do it enough? And so that's kind of the question here. And my answer is, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Maybe they can. Maybe they can. But I just don't think so. And so because of that, they would have to call off the election. Right? How are they going to do it? I don't know, this and that. I've kind of put that question out there because I'm curious to hear what other folks might think, like how they might go about calling out the election. Um, Certainly, there's going to be escalation in these wars, and we're just talking about Israel's whole thing, and then of course the Ukraine's whole thing, and Lord knows, probably wars and war type scenarios happening all over the earth that we're just not talking about. But those are the two main ones I suppose we've been keeping an eye on. Here's the thing about escalation. As I said, as you probably said in your own head, probably there is not one single sign, not even one little piece of a sign that either one of these conflicts are going to de-escalate, not even a little bit. You got MNFers in our government proving that they're bought and sold, going around signing autographs and putting little love notes on missiles to send to the Ukraine. All right, so de-escalation there will not be. All right, I just wondered how hard you're gonna have to escalate. And the thing is, it's organically escalating, right? But see, that was the whole plan. Shout out to Candace. I believe she said, these wars are planned out in boardrooms way before it's all put on our media and we're told we got to do this, we got to do that. It's being decided in boardrooms. So I do understand that, but at the same time, it's a natural escalation. One domino falls, that domino is going to fall, this domino is going to fall. It's a chain reaction, and it's only going to escalate. Oh my gosh, shoot, what is that? My telegram is blowing up, y'all. I just got on Telegram. I gotta turn the notifications off or something. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I kid you not, is trying to holler at your boy right now through Telegram, but I ain't got no time for that. I'm gonna have to check it out after the live stream. Shout out to my girl, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And also shout out to my girl Laura Loomer. They're both my girl, all right? And I don't want to get at either one of them. I'm just saying, I'm proud of them, what they do. They need to simmer down. And of course, the media is always trying to hype it up. All right. It's just like Tupac and Biggie. It's just like Tupac and Biggie. MGT, Laura Loomer is the second coming of Tupac and Biggie. I'm here to tell you. So, but yeah, it's going to escalate. I was just wondering, okay, because they need to call up the election. So, how are they going to make that happen? All right, because we're already understanding. Most people are already like aware that there's wars going on. They just don't want to pay attention to it. I can't really blame them. That's the thing. It's like pay attention to what you want to in a free country. All right, I endorse that. But they're not impressed, I guess you would say. They're really not impressed by the war, and so that wouldn't it wouldn't to this day, it wouldn't really call off the election, oh, just because the war is over there is escalating. To me, I was thinking that something bad might would have to happen here. And shout out to Alex Jones and everybody else. So here's the thing. This might be the biggest note for the night, and everybody should know. It's October, all right? Election's November. We all full well know that some weird, strange tragedy is going to happen and going to be blamed on some other country. No, it was not that country. Yes, they are tripping, slipping and tripping. Yeah, they are going to try it. And by the way, it's a total, absolute, crazy, unbelievable disaster over there in North Carolina and surrounding areas as well. I'm hearing stuff about that, and they're talking about catastrophic, right? And shoot, man, I don't know too much. I'm not gonna say like I know too much, but I've heard people on the ground talking about, oh, FEMA response not good enough, or if they're even there, I don't know. Steve Jones in the building, hell yeah. Talking about 100%. Damn right, 100%. We take it 122% around here. Said, man, if you're off to Israel, be safe, man. I ain't going to no damn Israel. I don't want nothing to do with Israel, right? But shout out to Steve Jones. I imagine you're probably related to Alex, all right? If I'm going to be safe now, I'm not going, all right? I'm not going nowhere. That's the thing about it. And I want nothing to do with it at all. I wipe my hands clean, all right? This whole mess, this is y'all's mess. However, we're entwined. We're so entwined that it's pretty damn hard and obvious to see that we're so damn entwined. Steve Jones says he's in the UK. God, dog, you better be careful. Even hearing these words in the UK. Shout out to my man, 80s Kid. He's also in the UK. Man, I don't know how you found me from out the UK. How the hell did you find me, Steve Jones? I mean, no, it's like, dude, I'm just straight chilling on the internet all by myself in a corner, and Steve Jones found me. UK here, man. Crazy times indeed. I gotta say, it's crazy times. Shout out to my man Steve Jones, but it is crazy times. But regardless, and I could be wrong about this, and I'm sure I'm positive that there's very, very nice areas of the UK and all that places I would love to see hypothetically in my mind. But every time when I think about the UK, just from what I heard from the UK and what's going on in the UK, specifically, namely, y'all's prime minister, who like it's illegal for y'all to even talk about. Is he still the prime minister? Like, oh my god, I don't hardly keep tabs on it. That guy's pure evil. I don't know if you could hear those words legally up in the UK. Pure evil. I'm saying objectively, dude, if you have any sense, and most people don't, right? Most people are gonna let the vampire into their house and be like, "Oh, this is a nice man. I want to let him into my house." This man looks like pure damn evil if I ever seen it, in a sweater and stuff like that, doing his Bill Gates thing, oh, slithering and sliming in. Steve Jones says, I just popped up on the YouTube and then being nosy. Well, feel free. I still have no idea. Like, how the hell could you even find it? That's crazy. It doesn't make no sense. Steve Jones says there is am in the hills, in Wales, in the countryside, far, far away from the cities. Am off grid. Well, congratulations. I imagine that would be the ideal place to be where you're at, probably, and hopefully nobody finds you over there straight chilling. All right, because I know I've been to the city. From what I hear about the UK, and you got to like kind of contrast this. We're coming from out of Texas right now. I don't know if you could tell, but over here we're from in Texas, which we have our own problems to deal with for sure. But y'all got some problems, dude. I gotta say, in Texas, you can defend yourself legally. Every time I hear anything from out of the UK, you can't do a damn thing. Yeah, I mean, if someone smashed you to bits and you're laying there on the ground, don't you dare try to shoot him. You're gonna go to jail. And it's just like, oh my god, it sounds dangerous. Walking around these cities, just getting stabbed and stuff, just randomly stabbed here and there. I'm sure. Yeah, I wish you the best, and of course, man, especially you. You seem like you know what the hell you're doing and stuff like that. But everybody in the UK, I wish you the best. It sounds like a nightmare. I mean, in Texas, we got our own problems, right? It's not heaven on earth in Texas, but it sounds like a nightmare every time I hear about the UK. All right, and I wish all the best. Steve Jones said I used to live in Santa Barbara. That's a little bit of a ways from here, and spent plenty of time up in Baltimore. Damn, dude, I thought Santa Barbara was in like California. And so you're just all over the states, huh? Oh, way over there in Baltimore too as well. What the hell were you doing out there and stuff? You know, it's so interesting because I'm sure that there's nice parts of Baltimore. There has to be, but I ain't what I hear about, not at all. And I guess the same could be said for every place. I mean, San Antonio, there's places in San Antonio I just would not go, dude. I just would not go. I'm trying to think of an amount of money that you would have to pay me for me to go. I don't think there is one. All right, some places here in San Antonio. He says he has a crossbow and some other stuff. All right, well, don't get yourself incriminated over there in the UK. You know, I don't know what you can say or not say up in the UK. All right, but a crossbow does sound pretty damn sweet. I tell you what. Steve Jones says the country has changed beyond belief. I grew up in the late 80s. Hey, your boy grew up in the late 80s as well. Hell yeah. He says, Steve Jones says, yeah, I worked in Baltimore for a merchant marine. A merchant marine? I don't know what the hell that is. Been to Mobile a few times. Talk about Alabama, dude. Give me some trivia questions right now. Mobile, Alabama. Visited 76 countries. So well traveled. God, dog. 76 countries. You just made my eyes go cross-eyed. That's crazy. Seeing double vision. All right, but also because of the damn blood clots. All right, my theory is I get blood clots behind my eyeballs, and sometimes it gives me double vision from out of nowhere. Isn't that wild? All right, no, I did not take the potion, whatever elixir and stuff. No, I never did, and I never will. But however, I still get blood clots, so I'm gonna do like a pirate action where I'm looking just through one eye so I can read. Steve Jones says, "Yeah, man." Steve Jones says, I worked on ships for the Americans. Hey, well, thank you. and we appreciate it. I love my people up in the UK and stuff, man. I wish y'all the best. You know, it's probably illegal for me to say this, and I'm not even meaning nothing by it or whatever, but I've always loved football. I've always been involved in football since I was like 5 or so, because my older brother played football. And I'm talking what's called soccer here in America, but I've always, and so like since I was little, I'd be watching, especially like international football, and I'd be seeing like the English players and different other countries. But it's like, okay, I would see the English team, and I would look at them, and being from where I'm from, I would automatically think these are the whitest people I ever seen in my life. They're so unbelievably white. And nothing against them at all. I was just like noticing that. I was like, damn, dude, these people are whiter than all get out. These people are whiter than the fresh driven snow, these people. And as you notice over time, that's not really the case for the UK, for France's team, and all sort of other teams. Man, they all been getting black, and God bless them. I don't know what else to say. Steve Jones says we get no sun here. Ah, man, I can only imagine, and I can feel for you. I can kind of imagine, what it's like. My father, for example, said he came from New Jersey, which is kind of up there. It's kind of up there in climate. And he told me actually kind of recently, he was like, the thing is about Texas is that the sun is like fucking right on your ass. Right. And the way to describe it is like the sun is in the room with you. All right. It is caressing you, and there's no doubt you're going to feel it. And like in other places, such as New Jersey or such as like the UK, I can imagine places more northern, the sun, you see it and it lights up everything, and it's daytime. And maybe it'll get a little bit hot, but like the sun is over there. You think of the sun as like a thing that's way, way over there. Look at the sun; it's way, way in the distance. In Texas, it's like the sun is your next door neighbor. All right, a nosy one at that. All right, but thank you for the ships and thank you for everything else. I know everybody makes fun of y'all's food. I'm sure your food is just fine. And shout out to the people in the UK. Shout out to the people all over the world. I mean, I don't expect just Steve Jones to know this, but we holler from time to time to people in Tasmania, of course, the UK, people in Canada. Sometimes people come at me speaking Spanish, dude. Shout out to everybody in the world. Let me just say something that we should already know. I said something about getting drafted by Israel. I'm not an Israeli citizen at all, but I was kind of joking, right? And I want to say this, and I think we all know this, but it's interesting. World War III, we're not going to get out of it. It's kind of a bummer. It's kind of a bummer. We're not going to get out of it. We gotta go through it. It reminds me when I was also young, growing up in the late '80s, early '90s, and stuff. I would think to myself, what it must have been like for earlier generations. Steve Jones says we get over 200 days of rain a year in Wales. It's like Portland, USA. I hope it's not like Portland, USA, except for by the weather, right? Portland, USA is slipping and tripping. So is Austin, Texas, by the way. So is parts of San Antonio, too, by the way, but they're even worse. Steve Jones says we are already in World War III. Well, Steve Jones, you found the right place, all right? And we appreciate what you've already contributed, and it's been brilliant. We're definitely in World War III. And as far as America goes, perhaps the same thing for the UK. We are absolutely in civil war, right? I'm absolutely positive of it. If people think like, oh man, if this happens, if that happens, it'll be in civil war. We are balls deep in civil war right now. And guess what? It ain't no way to get out of civil war unless you win the war. If you don't win the war, either you're gonna lose it or the war is just gonna keep going. It's not gonna stop. It's just not gonna stop, right? but they're just all over us with this Civil War stuff, and it's World War III at the same time. So when I was younger and we were living in like what they call peaceful times or whatnot, I don't know about y'all, but like I never even had the notion ever to ever get into the military. I don't remember ever having that thought ever. And I gotta say, my mom actually, I do remember this from ever since I was little. She's like, you better not never ever go into the military. Never ever. I do remember that. But before her saying that, I don't recall ever even having the idea. And some guys do, man. Some guys be playing with GI Joes and stuff like that. They know from when they're little that they want to get in. So me having never ever having that notion, I would wonder in this previous generations, for example, my namesake. All right, my name is Gerard. By the way, I don't know if that's. I can't remember if it's like the end of YouTube or what the hell's my name. I don't remember on YouTube. But yeah, my namesake after a guy, for example, what I know about him is he's a very short guy. In fact, I'm looking at a picture of him right now. A very short guy who's my great uncle. And he's an example, but you talk about it's just every generation before that. He wasn't very young. I'm looking at a picture of him right now, but he wasn't very young. But from what I understand, he would be up in some of them big planes, some of them big bomber planes. And from what I'm told, he would actually be a turret gunner, typically at the bottom of the plane. I don't know if hanging upside down or if like he's right side up. I don't know how it works, but a turret gun on the bottom of a plane. That's pretty damn drastic. That's what I always thought. It's pretty damn drastic. I was like, man, hell yeah, this guy. Oh shit, I'm named after this guy. I never met him because they're like from way up north. But I used him as an example. He didn't look too young. Some guys were very young. Some guys in the picture I'm looking at are kind of look young. But young and old, I would wonder, damn, dude, what's up with these people, especially the young ones? Why were they so eager? They were just like they were ready to go to war. In fact, they wanted to. They saw that there was a war happening. And they were like, "Damn, yeah, I want to get me some of that action." And so I'd wonder about it just because I never, ever, ever would have that notion. I don't know what it's like to have that notion, or I didn't know what it's like to have that notion. I didn't, but the thing is, recently, I don't know about y'all. Before we get up out of here, I want to share with y'all and thank everybody who came out and stuff, especially my man Steve Jones. What I want to say is that recently I do, it's interesting. Every day that passes, I know more and more how these young men felt. It's just like, damn, dude, you're called. Something bad's happening, and you as a man, even a young man, you're called to go and see what the hell that bad stuff is. You could feel it. All right. And I'm feeling it. I can't help but feel it because they keep running chaos and calamity and lawlessness all over our asses. They don't stop, they don't let up. They only just get more and more so. All right. So I do feel it. Oh, I feel it. Yeah. I'm feeling it. What these guys felt, yeah, I'm feeling that. But what's interesting about this war, this World War III, and we're already in it. Steve Jones told you already. We're already in it. You know what's interesting? This, of course, this one's different. In those previous world wars, they were able to convince us, "Oh, you battle them. They did you wrong. No, whoops, I battle them instead. No, now you battle them." And it's just like they said you, and you would go and you're a young man and you're just full of piss and vinegar and stuff. You're like, I'm gonna kill somebody. um, all right, but that's kind of how it worked. In this situation, this scenario, yeah, that is happening, of course. But more so, and I know it in my bones, people are feeling just like I'm feeling all around the world. You know what's different is we know that it's not some other country somewhere. We know it's not Iran. We know it's not Russia. We know it's not even China. We know it's not even Israel. We know that it's not some country anywhere. Dude, I'm not scared of no damn Arabians right now. I should kind of be scared of Arabians because y'all are letting in every single person into our border that you can. So, but I'm saying you're the one who let them through the border. And pussy ass niggas are like just like playing around like you're not opening the door and letting them invade us. This is warlike tactics. We've been invaded for years and stuff. So it's like, okay, maybe someone does want to pop off and do some terroristic stuff. Y'all left the door wide open for them. I know exactly who. That's the thing about it. In these other world wars, you went to war for your country. Said, "Oh, I'm gonna battle that other country. They're doing some bad stuff." And this one, no, we know it's the people sending us to war. That's the thing about it. It's like, dude, I'm pretty peaceful, and I don't advocate for violence, but let somebody, let one person try to come at me like, oh, let's go to war. Oh, we drafted you. You're in a war now. Oh man, we got a war that accidentally happened, and we need you to go and be part of the infantry. Hell no. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I was ever in that scenario, we're all crashing out. Let's go ahead and crash out, dude. Because if you put me in that scenario, and oh, I think I'm gonna have some sort of normal life after you've put me in that scenario, I had no idea how. My wildest imaginations would not let me fathom having a normal life after you come to my door with this lawlessness and everything else, trying to stir everything else up across the world, and you want me to go die for it. No, we're all crashing out right now, immediately. I wish somebody would come. We're going to crash out. You want to take me to war? We're going to have a war right here, right now. And I'm not going to have no problem with it because I know that if I were to tell y'all no, oh, you're going to put me in prison probably. So I know what it is. I know what y'all are looking for, and that's the difference. Is now we've had enough communication to know that there's nobody in these other countries that we're going to go to war with some other country. It's not going to happen. Not for Israel, our best buddy and ally forever and ever. Not Israel, not nobody. All right, because it's depopulation. Can you say that on YouTube? I'm not sure if you can say that. It's a depopulation ruse. They're like thinking of all the different kind of ways that they could delete Americans, UK people, everybody. They just want to delete everybody they can, and they're thinking of every single way to do it. That is the goal. I think a lot of people are hip to that. Steve Jones says it's exactly the same here in the UK. We are being invaded by young men from the third world countries. Exactly the same as the US, for sure. For sure. And I got to say that, for years before, while this was all brewing up, when, for example, during the Donald Trump, uh, his era, the numbers kind of went down. They kind of went way down as far as immigration. And then at the same time, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd be looking at news from Europe in general, and they'd be talking like their borders are wide the hell open and everybody's coming in, especially to the UK, and everybody's a coming. All right, I would hear about that, and being from Texas, the closest thing to me is Mexico. Out of all this, like there is no state that's closer. It's Mexico right there. So yeah, I've been familiar with that, like people coming over and stuff illegally before, but it was never nothing like this over the past 4 years. Absolutely unbelievable. First of all, horde, but secondly, sleeper cells and straight up gang members, as Donald Trump says, pouring out their prisons, pouring out their mental institutions, sending them straight to the border and saying, "Good luck. We gave you a credit card and stuff." It's courtesy of George Soros, and you know who else. So I just want to put that out there, right? It's a different kind of war now. It's a different kind of war, and the thing is, they can't help but escalate because that's all they can do. Like, for example, Netanyahu, from what I understand, if he ever stops this war, he's going straight to jail. So, do you see him wanting to stop the war? Probably not. I don't think so. Not if it seems like he doesn't want to go to jail. Right. Steve Jones said millions upon millions have arrived in Europe from Africa, but mainly Syria, Iran, Iraq, and the most are in their mid 20s in age. Zero idea of who they are, and many even on the news say terrorists are here. I'm sure of it. As we close now for tonight, we only got a few more minutes, and thank God for Steve Jones tonight, man, giving us that real like on boots on the ground insider information, telling us what we need to know. I mean, like I said, a nightmare, and I wish you the best. And I think the UK is awesome. All right. But a nightmare, and it's like, dude, I only imagine you're over here. And I imagine it makes it worse because the UK, you're talking about England itself, it's small as hell, bro. I look at it and I'm like, dude, that's, and you know, it's because the perspective, like Texas is so damn big that I'll be looking at other states and stuff and I'll be like, dude, what the hell is wrong with y'all? How come your state is so damn little? I'm like, dude, why are you so damn small? And then I look at England, I'm like, dude, why it's so damn small. I feel like I can run across it if I wanted to. All right, and to cram all sort of migrants up in there, I can only imagine y'all pretty much took over because the mayors and everything all not looking not you know y'all pretty much took over, dude. Like it's such a small place. And I don't know if logistically that it helps that like Texas is kind of a bigger place. Trust me, we got our own problems and people trying to conquer us as well, but we're like bigger. And then there's the factor of the guns. There is the gun factor. And it's so wild to think that, especially in Texas, they say, you know, in America, there's more guns than there are people if you count them all up. And you'd have to figure that's kind of like exacerbated here in Texas. All right. So Steve Jones is going to kind of like, you know, tuck us in, close us out for the night. He's given us everything, dude. For the other two people who are ingrates, shout out to y'all, man. Like I said, safety first. You might be doing something, but you better thank your lucky damn stars. Steve Jones showed up because who knows, man? I'll probably just be babbling and stuff like that, incoherent if Steve Jones was not around. He said, Londoners, British born Londoners, the white ones. Am I hateful? The really, really white ones are now in the minority in the capital, totally taken over. The future is quite bleak, and it is. See, that's the thing about it, and that's a note I guess that we'll finish on for tonight, so that I can get some good rest. 7 hours, solid, no Diddy. All right, but solid. Is that the future looks bleak now. Here in my room right now, it looks all right. It looks very calm and nothing's going on. But outside in different areas, I got to know that people are dealing with very, very bleak situations. And those bleak situations are indeed encroaching on everybody. Everybody's about to get a taste of bleak. And so this is why I'm so hopeful when it comes to the Great Reset. If you ever heard of it, I don't know if they heard of it in the UK, the Great Reset. It's like a devious plan by all sort of Doctor Evils who come together. They hate human beings. They want to do whatever it is to destroy the strongest of us, to include the UK. I mean, we're talking about good stock. They want to break that down. They want to delete that. All right. So the future does look bleak. And already, even if our future looked nice, there's pockets of places in San Antonio I wouldn't even want to go. So the future is definitely bleak, especially for a lot of children who we don't even know. We couldn't even imagine all the different children who's got a bleak ass future. Why? In my theory, it's because we sold out. All right. We got lazy and sold out. You know how they say good times makes weak men? Well, that's what the hell happened. We got all weak. We got super duper weak. Me especially. All right. So to me, that's why the Great Reset is actually a good thing, even though it's supposed to be our demise, and they're wanting to kill everybody and stuff like that, so they can merge with robots and lizards and all sort of other whatever. They plan for this, and of course, they're going to stab each other in the back the whole time because they're evil and they can't trust each other. Man, there's no honor amongst thieves, so they're going to be doing all that and playing around trying to kill all us. All right. I don't think it's gonna work out for them in the end. The thing is, yeah, they've killed millions probably. I don't know if I could use these words on YouTube, but yeah, they're doing they're working as fast as possible to delete human beings. They're not never gonna get to their goal. They are going to meet their demise. I am not threatening anybody. It's just inevitable that they're gonna meet their demise. And even though that they believe in Satan, and they really do, and they have all these parties and orgies and this and that with the spiritual whatnot, and they love Satan. They bow down to Satan. All right, that's their man. In some form or variation, they're bowing down to some sort of Satan, and they love it. All right, but they don't understand actually. For all their evil, for all their efforts to serve Satan, it's not going to work. And all you're doing is literally God's will. Because here's the thing: you want to escape God's will. Oh God, he's such a bad God. I don't want him to. I don't want him to judge me and stuff. I love my daddy, Satan. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you're doing, Bill Gates. I don't care what you're doing. It's within God's will, and all you're doing is being a tool for God, and you don't even know it. You're bringing about a change because something needs to be changed. The future is bleak. Steve Jones is absolutely correct. It's so damn bleak that could you even imagine not having to reset this whole thing? Can you even imagine the way it's trending, the way it is? Can you even imagine we keep going down this path of getting weaker and weaker, and the men get weaker, and therefore the women and children are just vulnerable endlessly. Oh, we're gonna keep going down this path, and we're gonna like somehow be happy and satisfied with ourselves. Hell no, dude. The future is bleak, and God sees that. And so he's having the most evil people do their damnedest, their most evilest actions until we just can't even take it no more. We won't even be able to take it anymore. And then guess what? Gonna gobble them up. And I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just saying you're serving God's will as evil as you want to be and as perverted as you are, right? Over there using 10,000 bottles of baby oil on each other. Doesn't even matter. Can you think about it? Can you imagine, put yourself in their shoes? Like, no matter what you do, all the evil you do, all the whatever slippery, slimy things that Hillary Clinton does, and it does not even matter. And she's never going to escape God's will. It's terrible, man. But we're gonna have a great reset, and I'm actually, in a sense, looking forward to it. I might die. Hell, a lot of people might die, but I'm looking forward to this here great reset. All right. I don't think it can come soon enough. All right. Lord knows it's gonna come soon as hell. All right. So I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. Steve Jones said, I bet you never took the jab. Hell no, dude. From the second I ever heard of that jab, from the very moment I ever heard of it, I said, I'm not gonna ever take this in my life ever. I and then I s- and then right after that, I spread the word to some people who I knew. I say, hey, look, they're gonna come at you with this jab. Don't ever take this jab. Trust me when I tell you, don't ever take this jab for any reason ever. And guess what? At least half the people who I said that to went ahead and took it. Hey, man, it's on them. That's on them. And in a sense, they're probably ticking time bombs and all that sort of stuff. But we all have to live in the world. We all have to make our choices. So you bet correctly. You said that I didn't take it. No, I didn't. Never take it. And here's the thing, man. That's what blows my mind. Even before, like, I was reborn, and I was. All right. I've been born again, but even before then, I never had the notion to try, like, who, who's trusting the government? You're looking at the government and saying, "Oh yeah, I trust you. I trust you with my life. I trust you with my health forever and ever." Who's out there doing that? People are people, all right? But it's all within the will of God. It's all within, they're serving God's purpose. And his purpose, I'm thinking, my theory is to slap us out of our slumber and say, look, you need to be a man, all right? Here's what the world needs: a man. You know what the women and the children need? A man. And when I say a man, I don't mean, oh, you're like male, oh, you have some genitalia. I'm saying you're a man. You do not defer to a lady about politics or adult matters, dude. It's like if a lady has something to say, you listen to it, you give her some. She might be a smart lady. Who knows? She might be like a Candace Owens or something. Give her some time to say what she's got to say, and then whenever she stops saying it, whenever she stops talking, ask her to kindly leave, and the men are having a conversation now. This used to happen all the time in America. I'm pretty sure of it, where they would say, honey, could you go and where can you go off somewhere over there? The men are going to have a talk right now because you're not, you just don't worry your pretty little head about this. There's dishes that need to be washed, and I'm the bad guy. It's like, dude, go over there because we're going to talk about man stuff. You don't even need to be talking like that. All you need to do is sit and be pretty and be nice. Please. But see, that's what a man wants. All right. And the fact is that most men ain't going to act like that. And that's kind of the reason why we're here in this situation. Oh my God, what in the damn world? As we get up out of here, we're already 8 minutes over time. Rickadoo Senin, feel free to type really fast and tell me where you're from. It says drafted for Israel. The the IOF are cowards without honor. Why would you want to die? Die in the present. I'm sorry. I was actually clickbaiting. And what I've explained before is that Israel, if they were right about stuff, Israel, if they were wrong about stuff, I don't care. It's not my deal. All right. Like, and the thing is, I think that, like, there's certain things that Israel has done that I already know off top is wrong, and you shouldn't have done that. There's multiple things that Israel's done. It's like, yeah, that sounds wrong. Like that whole thing with the pagers, the whole thing with the exploding crotch bombs and stuff like that, that's wrong. I could tell you point blank, if we're just being objective, that sounds bad. That sounds like a war crime. That sounds terroristic by absolute definition. And why would I want to go? I don't want to go over there. I would hope they could work things out, but you got to know that there's some people involved here who never ever want to work things out. Their main interest is to escalate and never stop escalating. And so, hell no, I ain't going over there. Jelly bean and butters, what the hell? Y'all are coming from out of the woodwork. I forget if they could even see the live chat on the recorded version. I forget. But for those who catch this recorded version, they'll be like, what the hell is he talking about? There's people keep popping up in my damn. I got 7 people in here. God, man. See, it's probably how it organically works. People get streaming and stuff and gain an audience by like being on. It's like, damn, dude. Over here, we were trying to get some rest early, and we're still trying. We're still gonna do that. So we get proper rest. And I think it's very important. I hope everybody out there is getting proper rest. All right, because a lot of people can't even afford to get proper rest, and and I know that full well. So shout out to my brothers and sisters out there who are not getting the proper rest. Now y'all having a damn conversation up in the chat room. It's unbelievable. Jelly Bean and Butter says, "What up, brother?" I don't know. Are we brothers? I'm gonna assume that we are. All right, I do like your name, Jelly Bean and Butter. That's pretty damn good. I wonder if I could take a screenshot of that name so I don't forget it. All right, I think I might have done that. So what up? I don't know. A lot of stuff is we talked about all the stuff. World War Three. Just like quick synopsis. World War Three, Civil War. We're in both of those. That's what's up. All right. Steve Jones walked us through the whole thing. If you could see Steve Jones and all what he said tonight, it'll tell you exactly what's up, to be honest. All right. But we were trying to actually cut off the broadcast because we were about done when y'all just started popping up with all sort of names. All right. Rikudu Sinin, which I'm sure is like terribly not even accurate what I'm saying. He said it's not a choice, but it's a moral duty to not contribute to the suffering. I would agree with you for sure. A lot of people don't even understand that, but it's like, dude, to be on one side or the other, it's like, dude, you don't even have no business. And for example, it's like I'm a Slav. They say it's a lot of Slavs over there in the Ukraine and over there in Russia, and they're having a Slavic civil war and stuff. They say, or I don't know if it might just a lot of Slavs there, and there's a lot of Europeans there, and this and that. And they're all mashed up. But yeah, man, I remember thinking people started like putting Ukraine flags up. They'd ride around with a Ukraine flag on their car or like put it in their social media, and it's like, dude, y'all are evil as fuck. You're just evil, and it's not even just because of Ukraine. I don't know much about the Ukraine. I'm saying, how are you going to have a side in a war like this is some sort of sporting event? Like, oh, this is some sort of fun thing. Oh, let me root on the Ukraine. Go Ukraine, go Ukraine. It's like, dude, you understand that this is death and destruction. I guess they don't understand. Jelly Bean from Butters and Butter says from Brooklyn. Hell yeah. God. Put that on the list. We got Brooklyn in the house. All sort of people come from Brooklyn, man. That's an amazing place. And we're all over the place. We're in the UK. We're in Tasmania. We're over there in Brooklyn somehow. How in the world y'all found me? I don't even think I want to know how y'all found me. It doesn't make no sense. Rikadu. I'm sorry, man. I have no idea. There's nobody to tell me how to pronounce the name, but Rikadu says, "Come on, brother. It's Unspeakable Horrors by them." Probably, I gotta say, that'll be the strongest I go. Is I'll say probably because it sounds like it. It really does sound like it. And for example, shout out to my man Nick Fuentes. He does a pretty damn good job of detailing all the crazy stuff that they seem to be into. It's like even still, I gotta say it because I'm so neutral that you're not gonna see me with a Palestinian flag or you're not gonna see me protesting for them. I'm out of it. I'm staying all the way out of it and looking at them. And sometimes I see what they're doing, and it just seems unreasonable. All right. My man Nick Fuentes the other night, he said, it's not that. It seems as though it's not that Israel is against terrorism because that's what they would have you believe that they're against terrorism. They're just against people doing terrorism on them. They're like really like they have no problem with terrorism. And I've seen the Patriots thing, for example. It's like, dude, I see y'all have no problem with terrorism. It seems just looking at the Patriots by itself, and I'm sure that there's other incidents. For example, the USS Liberty. I heard about that only recently. Well, I'm sure there's other incidents in which they did bad stuff, but if you just to look at the pagers thing, that is absolutely terroristic. All right. Seems like a war crime, but Jelly Bean and Butter says every step they've taken has been wrong with terrorist intent. So now Jelly Bean and Butters and stuff, and Rickadoo, my man Rickadoo sent in, or now they're tag teaming up. And I think that's honestly the consensus across the country. And I think people have to be more vocal about it. And just like, because they're gonna say we're haters and we're hating on all them, and we're not. But it's like, okay, what you're doing is wrong. S- See, some people say, "Oh, it's wrong. Stop doing it." Me, I'm over here, and I'm like staying out of it. But if they ask me, if they said, "Hey, Gerard, what do you think we should do this and do that and do this and that?" And bomb these people and bomb their pagers and do this and that with babies and all sort of hospitals. It's like, if you're asking me, I would say no. I say you need to like stop what you're doing. You need to like feign as though you have some sort of end game or something because you seem to endlessly want to conquer and destroy people, and you're getting in fights with all these countries. You're saying, "Oh, they're anti-Semitic, and that's why we got to go get them. They're against us." It's like, are you? I, you see how it gets so complicated that to me it just seems reasonable to say, "I'm out of it. Please don't be a terrorist. I see all the terrorist things that you're doing, and I don't agree with them. I know you got a war going on, but I have nothing to do with this war." All right, so Rickety Senate says Lindsey Graham is trying to give more money to Israel. Of course he is. The thing is back and forth, dude, back and forth, all P. Diddy style. He wants to give that money, they're gonna give him a little kickback. We all know that's how it works. We all know that Lindsey Graham is super P. Diddy. He is very much a homosexual, and we all know this. It's like, dude, it's just like Diddy and stuff. We all knew, and we let it just happen. It's like, dude, you're a homosexual. You need to be homosexual up front so everybody knows. Lindsey Graham, you think you're gonna run around here? Who's allowing him? Who's allowing him to run around doing what he's got to do for war all the time? For war all the time. All right. So Lindsey Graham says trying to get more money to Israel, whilst the hurricane, a devastating one at that, one so bad that people are like, "Oh man, this caught us by surprise. Is so bad." I'm hearing about dead bodies up in trees. I'm hearing about naked ass children with no parents in sight. I'm hearing about at least hundreds of people are probably dead and stuff. And it's like, man, there should be like, this should be one of those moments in which the whole FEMA, all our whole government comes crashing down with goodies and helping the people. Are they doing it? I'm at, I don't know. Are they doing it? It sounds like they're not doing it. It sounds like they're doing a very minimal job and a piss poor job. That's what it sounds like. But we got to get more information on that. So the hurricane literally blows the life saving out of people away, and the water washes them and leaves them as debris. Oh my god! So this is the kind of thing that I have been seeing and stuff. Shout out to Breezy Briefs with Brooke, some homeless lady, former stripper who I just found out about. Y'all can go ahead and check that out. But she's, for example, it's Breezy Briefs with Brooke, all one word. I just found out about her recently. Brooke is spelled with an E on the end. And if you check her out, she's some random lady who's going homeless, and she's going homeless, but like she lives in North Carolina. So she got it in her to like take off and go help people. And that's what she's been doing. I bet she'll get a lot of good content too, like boots on the ground. Just one lady helping. She already hates Kamala. She's on the Trump train. So she'll tell us whether or not FEMA's there doing anything at all. All right. And Lord knows Joe Biden is not going to show up, nor would he need to show up. Jelly Bean and Butter says your title caught my eye. Ah, well, I guess that's how I tricked a lot of people tonight. See, my clickbait gotcha, all right? You fell into my trap. And really, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. I'm staying the hell out of it. And a lot of people think that it's some terroristic things that Israel doing. Israel is going to turn around and say, "Oh no, they did the terrorism all on us, and that's why we're doing it back to them." Hey, dude, I don't know, so I'm not even gonna support this. All right, not in any way. Steve Jones says, I think it's because your title is the streams getting people in. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm a spider and oh, what a web I weave and stuff. And y'all all got caught up and stuff. But so recently I've been doing streams, trying to do them like every night, trying to actually have them be shorter than this. We're 20 minutes over time. So we are going to cut out here in a little in 1 second, dude. We're going to cut out pretty damn soon. And I thank y'all and I appreciate y'all for coming out. But I'm curious as to what the hell y'all said before I get out of here. And the thing is, y'all keep writing comments. It's like whole paragraphs. Let me just read what the hell y'all said. All right. I'm gonna just read so that we can like see what all y'all said. All right. Steve Jones says, I think it's because of the title. Okay. Jelly Bean and Butter says, no worries, man. I'm gonna subscribe and we'll see what's up in the future. Okay, so I'm like, the future is bleak, by the way, but okay, I'm gonna try and get on live here on YouTube, but then also I've been kind of doing stuff on Spaces, and I'll holler at y'all about it later. But while y'all here, I just want to let y'all know I've been getting on Spaces kind of recently too, and what's good about that is that whoever wants to come in and talk trash, and we could both talk trash at the same time on X Spaces. Gerard is Mania is where I'm at on X Spaces, and that way we could both talk trash. But I'll talk about it more later too, as well, and remind people in case if they want to talk trash. Steve Jones says, "Bang on, man! You're on point." They buy into the MSM narrative. Yeah, they certainly do. Jelly Beans and Butter says the Ukraine flag and the Israeli flag have been taken over the Capitol Hill. Not only that, but the getting it in the backside, the getting all transgender flags all over there too. I'm sure y'all know, but Jelly Bean and Butter says they have an expansion plan. That's why they're occupying parts of Syria, parts of Lebanon, and all of Palestine. I'm done listening to politicians. Well, thank you. I'm glad for it. Don't be listening to these politicians, and it does seem, and that's like I'll say this much. It does seem like they're expanding and conquering and being all colonial. They're like colonizers. I might be wrong about that. They seem to be doing exactly, allegedly, what they accuse Russia of doing, even though Russia's not doing anything like that. Steve Jones says war makes money for those at the top, and that is what drives them and drives the other side. Nice to chat, man, and it was really, really nice, and I appreciate y'all. I had a hell of a time, right? It was a legendary broadcast tonight. But yeah, money, all right. War makes some people lots and lots of money. I'll remind everybody, just like I don't know, I'm not an expert. I'm not even a smart guy. But war is not even helpful for the economy, and it never has been. And we've all been told from time to time that war somehow is good for the economy. No, it has never been good for the economy. All right, the exact opposite, actually. We all know that stability and a bright future is what creates a strong economy. No, but it makes a lot of people a lot of money. Certain people, oh yeah, they get filthy rich, but also, I mean, it kind of serves both purposes to delete the shit out of us. And that's the purpose behind it. And they'll take our money too. They love taking our money, but deleting the shit out of us would be their main purpose, I'm pretty sure. And taking all our money too as well. So, anyways, it's been a damn pleasure, and I appreciate the crap out of all y'all. I gotta get out of here and I get some rest. All right, it's the end of days, World War III, Civil War. Don't act like we didn't tell you.